All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of For the Most Part podcast. I am actually really excited about today's episode because my guest is a legend in a lot of ways to the music fraternity on the whole, and then aside from that, the Parang fraternity, we have Miss Alicia Jaggasar with us today. Oh my gosh. Talk about fangirling today, guys. I have been counting down the days and I'm saying, well, you know, I actually getting to get Alicia to come and at least share some of the stuff that's going on in the fraternity, you know, and share the good news and all the good stuff. You know, so firstly, I don't know if you want to just tell the people a little backstory on who you are and how you got into music.
Oh, wow, how I got into music. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. And yes, I feel honored, you know. I know it has been quite some time. I know you have been trying to, you know, once Parang season, you know, pops up and everybody gets so busy and we're running all over the place. But it's such a pleasure to be here and saying hi to all your listeners and your viewers, you know. Feliz Navidad, telling all from now.
Exactly.
You know. But music generally, I would have gotten. I think getting into music generally, it was just my love for music. I remember even from primary school, secondary school, and I always tell people think that, you know, everything was Parang for me. I started off as Calypsonian. And so my foundation is built on Calypso. And so although that articulation and performance and thing, I really got that from Calypso because, you know, in Calypso, you have to diction, articulation, rendition, performance, presentation.
Yeah.
So, and I remember in secondary school, I went to San Juan Senior Comprehensive, but now San Juan North. I think it's San Juan North Secondary School now. And I continued when I was I went to Mount Hope Junior Secondary School, and I remember singing Calypso from then. Wow. And I was saying just recently, Penguin was a teacher in the school, and I could remember my first Calypso was, but I choose in peace and love. It's the only way. Youths choose peace and love. Drugs don't pay. I tell you, choose peace and love. Tell Penguin for me. Peace and love is essential, not a deputy. Because that was the year he brought out a deputy, essential to keep your living vital, right? And from there, I went to San Juan. And once again, I continued on my journey in terms as a Calypsonian. But because of my love for music, there was Parang. We had music festival and everything. And I actually got into Parang at that school. Even though that I would have heard Parang from my primary school, Boogmalatris, RC school, where Mr. George Carter would come and teach the students, but I was never a part of the band, you know.
Yeah.
My brother would have been a part of the band. So when I got into San Juan, I said, look, another music. And I just gravitated towards music. And that is where it all began in terms of the Parang music. And from that point on, it was a balancing act. And it became difficult to balance the act.
Right.
Because sometimes during Christmas season, we have auditions and you have to be learning your Calypso while you're learning your Parang and while you're doing this. So that's what the trade-off. So that's how I actually got started in, you know, music and the continuation of my music career.
Right. So what is it like now that you've, I guess, achieved some level of popularity within the Parang fraternity? What is it like being the household name, I would say, being the Alicia Jaggasar?
Well, that is something I have a problem with in terms of being, you know, people would say, but you're Alicia Jaggasar. And I am like, yeah, but I am just Kemi, I will, you know.
True.
Everybody, you know. Yeah. And yes, if this is what I do, it's obvious that people would recognize if you're doing it over and over and your competence in it is growing. People are going to recognize that, hey, yeah, boy, yeah, she does do that good. yay, this one is do that good.
Right.
But for me, it's more humbling experience than anything, because the more people call out to me and it makes me, it takes me in a different realm. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
But I am humbled at the same time, and I'm happy to be that person, and I think I'll be that person like for the rest of my life. I'm not telling my band members, is there any possibility for me to sing from behind?
Oh, that I understand that completely sometimes.
It feels good impacting lives. That's my main thing. My main thing is that if I can impact your life, or if what I do can move you in a certain way to make your feeling better, or to make that particular moment in your life a better one, that is what brings me great joy. And I go away with that. No matter how uncomfortable it might make me feel, my purpose in life is to live my life more Christ-like in my thought, words, and deeds every day. You know, so once that happens, and that is what comes with, you know, becoming a household, as they say, household name, and everybody knows Alicia Jaggasar, then that is the aspect of it I accept wholeheartedly.
Right. Wow. She's preaching, eh? But I digress. So you've been at the top of the NPAT Association. So people, just letting you all know, my band Los Diamantes, we've been a part of the National Parang Association for some time now. So that's what I'm getting into. What are some of the initiatives coming out from the association in the last couple of years? Because I know you're all really working hard to make sure the paranderos are surviving in this pandemic. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, the main thing as a representative, as the president of the National Parang Association, with an entire executive and an entire body of groups responsible for the promotion and the preservation of this art form, is very important that we understand where we are going, and that, say, like 2010 is not 2020, or 2014 is not 2020, and 50 years ago is not now. And evolution is very important for the survival of an art form, where a lot of people don't understand that concept of evolution in order for the preservation to take place. Because the world is moving, and while you're trying to keep this coal pot here, it was at a stove, and man had gas, and everybody go on and leave you.
Exactly.
You realize that you with your coal pot, hey, where am I in the thing? I lost. Just now you ain't even know where you're getting coals, because you can't even get coals to sustain.
Right.
It's very important that you don't lose the coal pot, but you take the coal pot and you make it into something that the coal pot is there, and you're saying, oh, this coal pot was here. And wow, look at what came out of this coal pot, you know?
Right.
And that is the aim of the association at this time, to preserve the art form by looking for ways for it to evolve, but still keep the essence of what we know the tradition to be, and hold fast to it. So for us, we have launched one of the things. This is our 50th anniversary.
Congrats.
It's a milestone. It says of the endurance of the art form, the commitment to the art form, the durability of the art form, and recognizing, yes, what, for this to go on another 50 years, we need to do something. So we have a lot of initiatives that accommodates everybody. The people who really like their traditional, the people who embrace the evolution, so that the traditional art form can continue to survive.
Right.
So one of the things that we launched was the National Parang Orchestra, Orquesta Nacional de Parang de Trinidad y Tobago.
Right.
It's the first time in the world, as a matter of fact, that they have a National Parang Orchestra.
Sure.
I haven't heard of any.
Right.
So with that, we see in the initiatives of the evolution of the art form. where you're still hearing the pureness of the traditional parang, but you're seeing it and hearing it blended with all the national instruments,
right?
Instruments, and you still have your cuatro, your maraca, your box bass, your mandolin, all these things happening in one beautiful orchestral sound. So that's one of the major things that we have in terms of what is happening. We do have the traditional parang events where the parang lovers can come and hear their favorite bands. For example, on the 27th and the 28th, we're having Por Fin Paranda.
Right.
Finally, parang, at Queen's Hall.
Yeah.
Because look how long people waited, and the response has been so great. We now put it out,
Right, right.
Great. And we have initiatives for the junior, the schools. We're partnering with the Ministry of Education to present Nuestra Tradición with the juniors. I mean, we have so many things. We have drive-in parang theater, which we're partnering with the mayor. Yeah. We going out.
Yeah. Because that was one of the things I wanted to ask was what was, because I know the legal spacings now is a whole thing with the pandemic, so you're gonna have to get creative.
Yes, and all these, even our headquarters in Arima now is a safe zone.
Right.
So you have to be vaccinated, and I say, it is not in our control at all. Right? It's all about the health protocols, the country, what the state of emergency, the restrictions, that we didn't create. But we have to follow, else we're going to be fined. And, we ain't making no money already. So we have to be fined,
Yeah.
But it has impacted greatly on us because, like I remember last year, we did a lot of initiatives of getting hampers for the band members, trying to partner with different entities, TT, different NGOs to, help out our paranderos.
Yeah.
Even now, we are looking into having a vaccination drive also for the paranderos, their family, and friends surrounding, and of course the country at large.
Right.
But we're looking to organize that to make it easier for our paranderos. Hey guys, let's do this. Whoever wants to do it, let's go. Let's do it. Make it easy for them.
Yeah.
And I always tell people we have a lot of things happening out there and a lot of information about vaccination. And I tell people, there's no way that I'm going to encourage anybody to take a vaccine. I'm not going to encourage them. I'm going to leave the information for them to make
a decision.
On their own. Because that's what has to happen. You have to make that decision on your own. So most you could do is to put things in place so that when that decision is made, or if it's not made, that here's what, hey, we have a vaccination drive, let's go, let's do this, and that kind of thing. But we have been doing a lot to ensure that we keep our paranderos engaged and see what we can do to support them in terms of creating an event or two that would bring in not big income, but at least a little that will go a long way.
Right, yeah. Right. So what are some of the goals we have laid out for the next 2 years? Because again, we kind of assuming that hopefully Carnival 2022 and those sorts of things are going to happen. But again, Uncle Keith could decide, okay, we need to not do this right now. So what are some of the things you have in place for the next maybe year and change? And have you all hit any milestones in terms of the goals you would have set previously to now?
Well, we would have had an artistic plan. And when we looked at the rollout of it, I'm thankful that we can look back at the artistic plan over the last 3 years and see how much of it was actually accomplished. And so like now, well, we had, when we look at what we set out for now until the next 3 years, seeing that we are on the right path. Now, before I go down there, I want to tell you that also this year, we have a festival called La Natividad, which is the Nativity, which we are partnering with all the churches around Trinidad and Tobago to bring parang music. Because one of the things, and my pet peeve, I'm always peeved about it, is that people would look at you and say, parang in church, what is that? And I have to tell them, paranderos are the first set of carolers.
Yeah.
We are the ones who bring the message, and we go from
Yeah.
house to house, village to village. We go from whether it's a corporate event or what. I say it's the message that we bring. So a couple of times I had to stop people in their tracks. Well, you know that music can't play on my station because I have a religious station. I said, excuse me, sir, you have a religious station, so what are we singing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we there are many churches who have embraced it and they are looking forward to having it. But because of of course, restrictions and protocol, we kind of, every time you try to do something, it's kind of holding back.
Right.
But we are going to be pushing it. It is going to happen, whether we get 20 churches, 25, we were hoping to get 50 as we're celebrating 50 years.
That's wow. Ooh, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Let's get those 50 churches, people. Come on.
Yes, get those 50 churches inside. And so we're looking forward to that festival in particular because as Paranderos, you know that is the basis of who we are.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that people out there know that we are not just about drinking rum and a punch crema, right? So, so we are a little more than that.
Yeah.
So in terms of the projection for the art form, I remember one of the things that we were looking at was reviving things like the Easter Parang and the Maple Festival and these initiatives, having workshops on compositions, having workshops, doing so many things. And I remember we were all raring and ready to go. We had all these big plans for 2021 and things. We planned our Easter Parang. And right, El Vive, he lives, Jesucristo, that kind of thing. Bam, pandemic. We had such a wonderful program planned for Easter, and we were not. But the last event that we had in 2020 was one of the initiatives that we were looking at engaging the association and its band all through the year and understanding that Paranderos are musicians. And it's not only about, when Christmas comes, we get into the mood of parang. Even during the year, we get into the mood of parang. But there's more to us as musicians. So as an association, instead of not creating opportunities for our members to explore the other sides of them, we decided, here's what, we need to do that. And if we don't do that, our Paranderos will go out and, look for, they will only come together down in December, some of them, waited just to rehearse. So I remember we introduced Kani Parang. Now, when we did Kani Parang, everybody was like, Kani Parang? Who's Kani Parang? Kani Parang. So it was an initiative to get the Paranderos to blend the traditional instruments and what they do with the instruments that you might play soca or calypso with keyboards. You could have brought in wind instruments, you could have done, and combine it. But the main thing was that you had to combine it with your traditional parang instruments. And so it was such a success because I saw the young people gravitate towards it. Their parents came out to this
support whole thing.
Yes, and they took some of what I heard. So the soca songs, some of these soca songs they took and they brought it to life in a different way. You know that it was a different type of concert.
Right.
They were happy to do that. And when I recognized they were happy to do that, I said, oh, okay. And I remember NLCD came on board to sponsor the show. And they too were happy and they were looking forward to doing it for 2021. Of course, but because of the pandemic, we were not able to, continue it.
Right.
So the idea is to have events every single month, placing yourselves. You see like how Baran is?
Yeah.
Baran is one of the artists that I always look at. When it's carnival time, Baran is there. When it's ballad, Baran is ballad.
Yeah.
When it's Christmas, Baran is
there.
Christmas.
Yeah.
As a performer, he can survive throughout the year.
Yeah.
But when you're boxing, you realize. So that's some of the initiatives that we are looking at. And even going forward to 2021 and beyond is to ensure that we empower our membership with the information, the skill set. So you'll be seeing a lot of workshops. You're going to see a lot of events that brings out other sides of the parandero. And not that side that coming down to Christmas and that's it.
Right.
And of course, definitely everybody wants to get back into the competition mood.
I am ready.
Yes. So we are looking at getting back into that competition mode. And before we do it, I remember a lot of people were saying that information workshops, we need to know how to do this. We need to know. So we're going to be having a lot of those workshops with people like Sylvia Moody and Francisca Allard, and people who actually write and they know about the story.
Right.
An initiative that we recognize and paranderos would have spoken about. When the traditional form of the parang songs is 4 lines and 6 to 7 syllables per line. Now we are 50 years and he's singing the same story for the last 50 years, the Annunciación de Nacimiento. So how much of the story could fit into these 6 syllables and 4 lines?
Yeah.
And when we look at icons like Henry Pereira and some of their compositions, you realize that some of them are so sweet, and they still didn't fall into the form of the 6 and the 4 lines.
Yes.
So we want to do some opening up a bit. We have the traditional, but we're still allowing you to do a composition of that freestyle.
Right.
As a arranger and a composer. One of your songs could be like this, but yet still there's one that shows this is the tradition. And that is how you try to blend it. You bring in the new, but you don't throw out the old. But you give an opportunity now to sing a little, be a little more creative with your composition.
Right.
So that is also in the making. And I just letting you know that the National Orchestra is going to be launched on the 1st of January.
Papa.
The show that we are having on the 27th and the 28th is going to be taped so that we can be a part of the 2020 Dubai Expo.
Yes. I
So
hope they're following.
Forward.
I know I'm not going to tell the audience. I hope you all have been following the podcast closely, because I had Mr. Simeon Sandiford and the team on from before. We've been working behind the scenes. I knew some of this stuff from beforehand, but I couldn't say. But now that it's been said, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, we really have been, and we're looking forward to, to getting filming it up, because as I say, it's not totally written down,
Yeah.
But it's something that the opportunity is before us, and we're really looking to grab at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're looking forward to it, and once that happens, you all will see it out there, and all it go, and all it come the concert. It's small thing to come the concert. Well,
Right.
Support the art form, really. So we have a lot happening for the association, a lot of constitutional reform, a lot of things that we have in the pipeline under there for the art form. But the main thing is to ensure that the art form survives through the evolution of the art form.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, I think Alicia just preached to us as to what we had to do to save our culture. If I may digress briefly, I want to inquire how things are going with Los Alumnos de San Juan and rehearsals, if you're practicing, if they have anything going on in the background, if we could look out for anything.
Well, Los Alumnos are always up to some all kind of things. It took us a while to regroup. Without having Wayne. I think it was more of an emotional regrouping than anything else, because for quite some time I couldn't function, because of course I have to be around my fellow members. And have to go through that emotional trauma. So I realized for quite some time, and even I stay away from people who would bring back that type of you know.
Mm.
Every day it gets harder because we're in the parang season. And I always thought after 33 years of, always, it's like if you cut off your right hand suddenly and have to learn to
maneuver.
You have to know right here as a right-hander. And now I have to learn to write with your left hand, and it go take you real long, So this is the first year without our without Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And it took us a while to start to, get that.
Right.
I think I know he would have wanted us to continue. And, don't give up. And that is what we have been doing. We have been working. We have been trying to, maintain our standards, which, he always pushed for us to have. Mm-hmm. And we always have a little something up our sleeves here and there. We always try a little something new.
Yeah.
Something new. Even in the pandemic was difficult in terms of course, the rehearsals, coming together to rehearse.
Right.
Had to do it in fives first. 5 in sections first, the string section, the vocal section, and then it's only recently we started to actually come together
as a unit.
Full band, yeah.
Right.
But we surviving, and I think doing the music probably sometimes it helps, it heals, even though sometimes it hurts.
Yeah, agreed.
We still try to find that balance of the hurt and the heal, and find that.
And push forward. Yeah.
Well,
I think that's a nice way to end this episode. I appreciate you reaching out and we are connecting over parang music and music on the whole and how we surviving in this pandemic. I wish you guys the best from one parang era to the next. And from one musician to the next. Ladies and gents, that's it for this week's episode. All of the information for how we could get in contact with NPAT. If anybody has any questions, they want to plug all the socials where they could find you.
We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're on everything. And the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago. We in everything.
Everything.
So check us out if you don't want to miss anything. Check us out. Just hook us up. Just put the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago and you will see all the events. If you want to book for the show coming up in Queen's Hall, there's the booking information because everything is only done online, So hook us up. You could check, like the page, like our YouTube. We on YouTube too. We in thing, parang in thing. So we on we everywhere. So look up for us. Support the art form. Support our Junior Parang Festival. It's on the 20th and the 21st of November.
Nice.
Yeah, and look out for the things that our initiatives, the churches, or check it out in a church near you. Look up, just check us out on social media. And
all the information for everything is there.
Yes, also you could check out Alicia Jaggasar. You can like my page. You can like my YouTube page.
Plug it, thank you.
Los Alumnos. So let's check we out. They hacked our page, so we had to do a whole new page.
Oh gosh, why did
Los Alumnos de San Juan? Or let's check us out, hook us up. It's all about for the love of parang. So hook us up and we can make donations to where we have a funny TNT account. Yeah, so
or they make notes.
Yeah,
make some donations.
Yeah. It's 50 years we celebrating, guys. So support. But Cami, one of the things that our main thing is a home for parang. So we are working diligently in getting that place to call
home,
where we can have an institute. We go talk about that on another podcast.
Yes.
We got several things.
We have plenty things to talk about.
Thank you so much, Cami, for having me. Thank you so
welcome.
Much. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
I look forward to so much more from you and this initiative of yours. I am so very proud of you.
Don't make me cry this out. I'm just kidding.
And I hope that your podcast could probably carry some parang live at some point in time.
And that's something I would proudly announce now. We are in the making of doing some live streams. We're doing some plans. We have stuff to put in place as usual. It takes money, it takes planning, it takes a team, but we have something in store for you all, and me and Alicia, we could talk a little something. However, we are launching our playlist web page on the website. Or go and look everything on the website. Oh God, it's on
just now we're going to do a competition, We're also looking to get our own radio station, So.
Oh gosh. All right. Okay. Ladies and gents, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. Please go and follow the National Parang Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Follow Alicia. Follow Los Alumnos de San Juan. Follow everybody. Everything on the website. I could keep saying it over and over, but yeah. But like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you and we will hear you on the next episode. Peace out, guys.